Hey guys, Mike here from Sell Your Service. So I want to talk about the differences between advertising and publicity. Now this is something I think that's over time, because there's so many experts and gurus and stuff out there, that we've kind of forgotten the importance of distinguishing between. It's almost, in my mind, kind of like when people don't know the difference between marketing and sales. By the way, those who don't know, marketing's job is to get someone to find, like, and trust you. Sales' job is to work out whether it makes sense for two parties to work together. That's the dividing line, right? That is the dividing line. Marketing's job is to get people to know, like, and trust you. Sales' job is to work out whether it makes sense for two parties to work together. Okay, those are the definitions, right? So let's put that to bed. Secondly, I want to talk a lot about the difference between advertising and publicity. Now, publicity has had a bit of a bad rap recently, as PR has kind of evolved. And part of the problem is that the methods that people used to use for PR has kind of died a little bit. People use magnetizing. Is that a new thing? They use magazines, newspapers, radio appearances, and all those kind of media appearances. And now, because we're all very clever and we've all only ever thought of this once, new media has come along with social, SEO, web, video, online, all this kind of stuff, right? Podcasts. And it sounds like publicity has gone away, because we think publicity relies on an old way of doing things. And now advertising has kind of got this whole new meaning towards it, because we can take things like Facebook and Twitter and Google ads and podcasts and stuff and begin to put adverts behind them. Now, it's really important that we understand the difference between the two. The tools and the techniques behind them are irrelevant, okay? The platform you use is absolutely irrelevant as long as you understand the difference between publicity and advertising. I'm also going to explain why I think that publicity is what startups and small businesses should be doing more of, as opposed to advertising, right? So at the first tier, we've got brand and product. Okay, now what do those two things mean? Brand is bigger than the company. Okay, the brand is the company and its status. It's what people say about the company when you're not around, right? Jeff Bezos said that. Your brand is what people say about your company when you're not there to kind of talk about it or defend it. For example, let's take Coca-Cola. That's their brand. Their product happens to share the same name, but for the sake of this exercise, we're going to say that one of their products is Coke Zero. Apple is the brand, and the iPhone is the product. Okay, hopefully you begin to see here, this is quite an obvious thing, right? A brand is also where you're going to put your leadership, and I'll talk about that in a bit, and your category. Okay, now this is really important, your category. Category design is something that I've been talking more and more about recently, because I think it's so imperative to small businesses. It's beyond niche marketing, it's beyond targeting, it's beyond micro niches or verticalization or industry, any of that kind of shit. Creating a category is how businesses are going to get traction, and the way you create a category is by deciding what you want to be a leader at. Okay, what do you want to be a leader at? Now, under that, the product typically is a result of the category. Okay, iPhone is a result of them creating this new category. Smartphones have been around, stuff like this have been around, and they decided, no, we're going to create the iPhone. Kind of like when your mum or gran or something says to you, oh, are you going to play PlayStation? And you've actually got like an Xbox or something, because PlayStation's become synonymous. Or it was Nintendo. Nintendo has become synonymous. They own that word, right? They own the concept of an iPhone. It's like, oh, I want to buy an iPhone. Not I want to buy a smartphone. I'll have a look. It's no, I want to buy an iPhone. That is a category. They created the category of the iPhone. They own that, right? Coca-Cola owns the category of cola-based beverages. Now, Coke Zero is actually not a great example, because that is an example of diversification, which can go a bit awry. Here's what we tend to do. Small businesses, we tend to set up and we'll say, okay, well, the brand or whatever it is going to be, let's use ours for example, MeBox. Okay. And what I'll try and do typically is small businesses, this is what we think we're doing. Now, this is important for you to know for customers and for your business and all sorts of stuff. I'll then go, right, well, we build LMSs. Okay. We also build what we call membership funnels. Okay. I will then put all of my resources into advertising. Now, advertising is dragging attention to a product. Okay, that's what advertising is. I can do that via Facebook. I can do that via Twitter, LinkedIn, Google PPC, remarketing, adverts in a magazine, adverts in a newspaper, local radio, advertising on podcast stations, wherever. I am dragging attention back to a product. That is what advertising is, and that's what most small businesses do. However, the problem with this is that I'm only drawing attention to a particular product. I'm only drawing attention to LMS, right? Learning management systems, okay? Now, the consumer might go, oh, okay, I connect enough with this product, but does anyone else do this? We have completely changed the way in which sales are done, because this whole process here accounts for about 60% of the buying journey. By the time they've reached here, okay, they've probably already started to think who they're going to go with. Because this person's then going to go off and look at other products. Okay, they're going to compare, because we can. They're going to compare LMSs. They're going to compare the solution that they need. Do they need an LMS? You know, there's loads of stuff that they're going to go after. And the exact same with membership funnels. By definition, that is what advertising does. Okay, it allows us to open up the comparison. Back in the good old days, as a salesperson, when there was no internet, when there weren't no massive catalogues, when Which magazine or What Car magazine didn't exist, I could go to someone and say, hey, you need a learning management suite. We're the company to provide this for you. You've got a bit of a relationship with us. Let's go ahead and go away with this. Now, I can't do that because they go, hold on, let me have a think. I'm going to go away, Google this, and find 15 other suppliers. This also costs a crazy amount of money. It doesn't last as long. Right? It doesn't last as long. And this is why we have publicity. Now, like I said, publicity's had a bit of a bad rap because PR was always kind of seen as like a soft sell, a soft skill. It's not at all. PR is an incredibly valuable part of our marketing mix. Publicity is vital to the growth of a brand. Now, that's ultimately the point. Publicity grows brands. All right? When I say we're going to grow the brand,
did you approve that awful ad, Fry?
Yes, I did, Leals. And I'll tell you why. Because it grows the brand.
Oh, Lord.
I know it sounds really horrible in the 80s, but I will tell you what that actually means. Advertising grows products. Advertising cannot grow a brand. If you're advertising for the sake of it, just so you can say, hey, we're a brand, we exist. Now, the big pharma companies, they do this. You know, some car companies might do it. Facebook, I've noticed, have started doing it, but the reality is if you dig a little bit beneath the surface, it's a product that they're actually growing, okay? You can't drag attention back to a brand. People don't connect with it that way. Which is MeBox, for example, another one. Our category, as I had that thing earlier, leadership and category, our category is community design. For Sell Your Service, you know, the business that you're watching right now, that is... the category is sales coaching for funnel builders, okay? It's not sales coaching in general, because that's too broad, right? There's 1,000,001 people who can take that. So I've decided to go, right, well, the category I'm going to be in is sales coaching for funnel builders, okay? Publicity is pushing a message out from the brand to the market, okay? It's pushing a message out from the brand out towards the market. And typically what we actually try and do, the brand is not the best thing. We actually try and publicize the actual the category itself, but we'll come on to that another time. The brand here, I'm going to push this out, okay? I'm going to find podcasts to be onto. I'm going to push it out via my blog. I'm going to do guest posts. I'm going to do interviews. I'm going to do videos like this one. it allows me to completely control what is going out to the market. I get to push that out. You know what? I might spend some time promoting that particular article. I might write a blog post and promote an article, but guess what? That's advertising, because I'm then spending money dragging attention back to a product. I would absolutely argue that a blog post is a product, okay? Someone has to invest a little bit of time to get something out of it. It is a product, okay? The reason that I think that publicity is where small businesses should be putting the majority of their efforts, and your customers and yourself, is one, it is 1 billion times more cost effective for you to do at this stage, okay? 1 billion times cheaper. Advertising costs an enormous amount, and you have to do huge amounts of it. Think how often a car advert has to play in the same 1 hour TV spot for you to even remember what the brand or the model is. The new BMW or M3 that comes out, they have to advertise over and over and over and over and over and over. Because yeah, sure, enthusiasts might go, oh, I'm waiting for this to come out, but 80% of our consumers are not enthusiasts. If you're wondering, by the way, 10% love you so much that they'll actively go out and seek your stuff. 80% are apathetic, and 10% absolutely hate you, and there's nothing you can do about that, so you ignore them. 80% of the market who are completely apathetic and don't know that you're out there, they're not seeking anything to do with you, right? They're not going out there thinking, oh, I wonder what BMW's doing, I wonder what MeBox is doing, I wonder what Mike's doing. They're not doing that. I get to push messages out to the market, and sure, I get to say, okay, well, where are my customers? Okay, are they going to be reading Forbes magazine? Sure. All right, well, do I want to try and get an interview in Forbes magazine? Okay, well, where else are they? Are they on digitalmarketer.com? Yeah, well, in that case, I'm going to try and get a guest post on digitalmarketer.com. Are they using a certain piece of software? Cool. Well, in that case, I'm going to do a video interview with the person from that piece of software company. So publicity is pushing a message out to the market. The reason it grows a brand is because the messages you're picking up, the leadership that you are number one at in the world, that is how you come across that. That's how you come across that community design, how you come across sales coaching for funnel builders. If you're number one at something, which you can design, by the way, I've done another video on that, designing your category and then pushing that out to market, promoting the category, promoting the brand via publicity is how you're going to do that. And the thing is I can then go, well, all right, I'm going to do 5 pieces of content a week, all right? Yeah, I have to do the thing. Oh, Mike, make sure it's good quality. Make sure you've got your keywords in there. Fuck all of that, all right? That's obvious. That's taken for granted. It really annoys me when people give that out as advice and they go, oh, well, you know, Mike's got 5 pieces of content, but does he make sure that they're good quality? No, I think they're all garbage, and I think they're all absolute shit, and I pump them out for the sake of it. Of course I think they're fucking good. Otherwise, I wouldn't be writing them, would I? So any pieces of content we push out, I could decide 5 pieces a week. That's going to cost me so much less. And you're going to be considered helpful to the people that you push stuff out to, rather than dragging advertising back to an individual product. Yes, advertising fundamentally works. It's absolutely imperative that we do advertising for products when we launch. But if you want to grow your business and have people know who your brand name is, you do not do that through advertising a product. You do that through publicity and pushing your brand out to the market via your messages. Cool, got a little bit of a rant there, but in the meantime, thanks very much guys for watching, and I'll speak to you later.